Scorpio, welcome to your reading for the week of September 9th through October 5th. We are going to pull 5 cards for you here, Scorpio, and let's see what we come up with. Shout out to all my fellow Scorpios out there. Hope you have a good week this week, and let's see what the message is for you. Okay. All right, so let me show you the 5 cards first. You have the 5 of Cups to the 3 of Wands to the 8 of Swords to the King of Cups and the King of Wands. All right, so the 5 of Cups is a card of disappointment. So the story here is that he is grieving the loss of something that he used to love in these cups, right? It's wine that's spilled. He used to love wine, but the wine has disappointed him, right? So he's focused on the disappointment. He's grieving the fact that he used to love this wine. It tasted so damn good, and he's been disappointed by them. But the key to this card is that you need to see that there's 2 cups behind you. Right? So it's a card of perspective. It's a card of just learning from past disappointments and then seeing that past disappointments lead to opportunities, right? Because these 2 cups represent new opportunities that he still has, but he's focused on the disappointments. And if he turns around and sees these 2 cups, he will learn from the disappointments, and then he'll be able to get this bridge and this castle. So this is a card of changing your perspective on disappointments. This is a card of, releasing disappointments if it's something that needs to be released, or changing the narrative behind any sort of disappointments, and then seeing that there could be opportunity from something that's disappointed you, and then you'll be able to reach a new place of security by focusing on these 2 cups. The next card is the 3 of Wands. The story of this card is that in the 2 of Wands, he built a home. He stood on top of his home, and it was wonderful. He was able to build a home. He was able to build a foundation for himself, but he was still feeling dissatisfied. So he rushed out, expanded, said, I want more. And then he reached the top of this mountain and gained his 3 wands. And then he's still feeling like he's disappointed. And again, it's like, this is a kind of like looking at the brighter side of things type of reading, right? Like, even when we want to expand, even when we take the courage of stepping out and getting to a better place and getting to another powerful position. And even if we feel disappointed, he needs to understand that there are ships here in the water, right? And water represents feelings and emotions in the tarot. And this means that just by his act of expansion, even though it led him to being disappointed, your ships are going to be coming in. So with the 5 of Cups and this card together, it's definitely looking at the disappointments in your life and understanding that it's really helped you grow, right? We can't just focus on the negative all the time. We can't focus on the things that have, hurt us, disappointed us, anything that's just a negative in our lives. We have to see what those negative experiences do to help us expand, right? Feelings of dissatisfaction and movement forward is powerful, right? Because most people will be disappointed and they'll just stay in one place. And it's like, there's definitely the feeling that I'm getting off of that with the 8 of Swords. Right? So a lot of this stuck energy that you've been feeling, Scorpio, the 8 of Swords is that, she's put up unnecessary boundaries, and she's put a blindfold on herself so that she can protect herself and start to trust her intuition. So these disappointments have, led to you putting up walls. If you need to do this in order to heal, if you need to do this in order to take a break, Scorpio, then that's a good thing. Right? So these things that have disappointed you, if you're pausing yourself with the 8 of Swords, if you're putting up boundaries that are necessary, then that's a good thing. But, with that 3 of Wands here, boundaries prevent expansion. So, the thing about the 8 of Wands is that we need to let down some of the walls that we built in order to allow good things to come into our life. You got 2 kings here in a 5-card reading. So it's like you have a powerful opportunity to master something by removing these walls. So any sort of past disappointments, feeling stuck, again, putting up the boundaries with this Eight of Swords, you definitely need to reevaluate these disappointments in your life. And Mars is going to be going into Scorpio. So as a Scorpio, and whatever placement you have, this is going to be a powerful opportunity for you to look at the disappointments in your life and really sit back and internalize them and process them and see how these disappointments can bring power to you. That Mars in Scorpio is going to last for 6 months. So really take advantage of this energy moving forward. It's going to be past this week, right? So it's like you're going to be past this point. Mars moves into Scorpio on September 24th. But understand that through your disappointments, it's going to lead to a lot of power. And you just have to sit back and process it, observe what's been going on that's disappointed you. Definitely put up necessary boundaries with that Eight of Swords. But you got two kings coming up here at the end. You got the King of Cups and the King of Wands. So it's saying that once you get through this, once you need to let down the walls that are unnecessary and whatever has disappointed you, it's going to lead to expansion. And that expansion is going to be you tapped into your feelings on a very profound level. And then you leveling up your courage and your creativity and your assertion and your power and just, that wonderful Wands energy. It's like these are two powerful cards coming up in a 5-card reading. So know that once you open yourself up to whatever you have blocked yourself off from, and if you're doing that to preserve yourself and to protect yourself, that's okay. But you need to check these boundaries. And if they're unnecessary boundaries with this Eight of Wands, let those boundaries down because you have a lot of power coming to you, Scorpio. Power in your feelings, power in your emotions, and power in just having a more courageous energy moving forward, especially with Mars in your sign, right? Like this is going to be a 6 months that's super powerful for wherever Scorpio is in your chart. You're going to be able to expand the power through Mars wherever Scorpio hits your chart and in your houses. So definitely be open to that. Find some YouTubers talking more about where your Scorpio placements are in your natal chart and in your houses, and it's going to be a wonderful time if you just, tear down the walls that don't need to be up. Okay. So let's clarify here with 2 cards, Scorpio, for this reading. What are some more clues or maybe the outcome? Let's go, right? You got the Emperor and the 10 of Pentacles, right? So that's definitely connected to that King energy, right? The King of Cups and the King of Wands. And then now it's saying that you have the opportunity to boss up with this Emperor energy, right? The Emperor is embodying, this is Aries. This is bold. This is the sign of being bold and courageous, right? So it's like, tear down some walls, see how these disappointments have been able to maybe open up new perspectives on yourself, your life, open yourself up to maybe new opportunities, just become the boss with the Emperor. And then you have the 10 of Pentacles, right? So this is usually how life works, right? When you have to deal with disappointments, when you have to deal with the stuck energy, when you have to protect yourself, you need to do that if you need to do that. But once you open yourself up, you get to be a boss and you get to have everything you want and desire with the 10 of Pentacles. All right. So, just definitely take a look at where you're putting up unnecessary walls and then, tear them down on your own pace and be more open and receptive. All right. I hope you have a good week, Scorpio. Take care.